AITA for yelling at my sister-in-law? Context here, I'm an ex-heroin addict. The why and how isn't important. But I got hooked at 15. Tried to get clean at 17 but relapsed hard. Finally got my act together and got off it for good at 21. I'm 26 now and completely clean. I don't even drink. Except for on special occasions, where I'll have 2 or 3 drinks at most. Now, my older brother and his wife have been together since shortly before I had my bad relapse. And she's convinced that I'm just a ticking time bomb waiting to relapse again. The first year or so, I understood her concerns and she wasn't the only person who had them. However, it's been almost 6 years since I was anywhere near the stuff, and she still won't have that I'm gonna stay clean. She's very vocal about these concerns. 2. If I get sick, she tells our entire family that she thinks I've relapsed again and I'm having withdrawals. She made a huge scene on Christmas Day 2 years ago because I had a cold and was a bit sniffly, and she decided that I must have been doing a ton of coke. If anything goes missing from any of the family's houses, she accuses me of having stolen it for drug money. I mostly just grin and bear it so as not to make waves. But recently she took it a step too far. I went away recently with some friends. On the first day of my trip, I dropped and broke my phone because she and my brother were unable to get a hold of me for a few days. She became convinced I had gone on a massive dope bender and began telling my family and friends that she knew this to be the case. When I got home, I found myself being given an intervention and told how disappointed people were. It was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and I sort of flipped at my sister-in-law. I yelled at her, asking why the fuck she doesn't trust me and why she's so hellbent on undermining my success and believing that I'm incapable of staying clean. She got upset and told me she was only concerned for my well-being. But I said to her that's bullshit. At this point it's absolutely about her not having faith in me, and if she feels that way she should stay the fuck out of my business. At that point she started crying and she and my brother left. I'm being told left and right that I'm an asshole and ungrateful because she's only looking out for me and I need to apologize. But I'm still upset that she evidently believes I'm incapable of doing this. AITA? NTA. Not only do you have to keep a straight head because you're being mindful that you did in fact have a drug problem before, but you also have to deal with someone constantly accusing you of something you worked so hard to overcome. You have every right to be angry and annoyed. Also, I don't think she doesn't trust you. I think she likes to be the center of attention and wants you to fail so she can say I told you so. Also, I don't think she doesn't trust you. I think she likes to be the center of attention and wants you to fail so she can say I told you so. 100% this. She's playing a terrible game egging up into relapse and quite frankly, needs to SDF you already. I'd sit both her and brother down and ask why she feels compelled to assume the worst over every sniffle or cold. There's caring. And then there's this, which is just so over the top with her concern trolling that it's bordering on abusive. NTA. Your still needs to reevaluate her feelings towards you and keep her trap shut. There's absolutely no reason to try to undermine you and put your own family against you. I'm so proud of you for getting and staying clean. I know it's hard on a person to stay in recovery. Keep doing you and be healthy and maybe she will finally see straight and get over herself. I couldn't agree more. My sister is a former addict going on 15 years clean. The only person that ever brings it up is her. We support her fully and trust her. We are also grateful every day that she is clean. Absolutely no one throws it in her face. That is what supportive family does. Also, I congratulate her on her success. I have lost a very close friend to heroin. It is a true accomplishment. NTA, first off, congrats on staying clean for nearly 6 years. Second, like you said, it's been 6 years since you went near it and she is still not capable to accept that you are clean. The fact that she still gossips about being right is just sickening. I don't think it would be a bad idea to send this thread to your brother and have him read it. A lot of these comments are right on the money. Including this one carrot. NTA. If it's as you say it is, she should fuck off. Imo, it would be very therapeutic and probably good for everyone else involved if ops started sticking up for themselves more with her. If your family is staging an intervention, it's because they believe these same things. You put her on blast. They will think you have nothing left to hide from. Sometimes you have to have your own back before anyone else is going to have it for you. I don't understand this family. Just because Sil had a hunch they go and stage an intervention? How can you support someone who defeated addiction like that? Family being suspicious isn't family. It's basically strangers. Family should never question whether you defeated addiction or not. They should always support you no matter what. Op should start talking with the entire family. NTA. Sil has no boundaries. She needs to filter that stuff until there is actual proof that you have relapsed. Not just some half-baked fear. NTA. You are incapable of staying clean. You junkie. But I only care about your well-being, lol, what a load of BS. People like our family always fall for that. Deleted. NTA. Your family are assholes for not shutting down her toxic behavior and for defending her now. After she lied. Agree. This is not just a Sil problem. Why is her family being led by this person? NTA. Trust has to happen at some point. She is just watching and hoping you fail, so she's right about you. What a wretched witch. Addicts need support for success. All she's doing is tearing you down at every opportunity. Point this out to the rest of your family. NTA. What is this woman? Junkie Javet? Does she at least call you by your name? Or does she stick with 24,601? Edit. Maybe it'll be easier to ignore her BS in the future if you picture her as Russell Crowe singing. She's not as hot as Russell Crowe. Congrats on 6 years. It took a long time for my family to come around and not just be waiting for me to fail. I was probably right around 5 to 6 years when you could start to feel the tension lift. There's always going to be fear from family. But it's been almost 15 years for me, and it's certainly not like what it used to be. But it sounds like your Sil isn't coming from a place of concern or fear. It's more like she wants to knock you down, to feel better about herself for whatever reason. So NTA, I understand family being worried, but with your Sil it's something different. She's harping on this for some crazy reason. Any chance she has her own drug/alcohol problem she's projecting onto you? NTA. Wouldn't looking out for you be encouraging you in your sobriety? Because I'm not hearing any encouragement here. NTA. My sister is a recovering addict. Your Sil is endangering your sobriety by undermining you and refusing to let you flourish. This in a cup. Prove you're clean and tell your family they better have more to go on if they ever stage an intervention on her whims again. Congratulations on making it this far. You're kicking ass. Yeah. I feel like this could be a good chance to set some clear boundaries with your family surrounding your recovery. They felt they had a right to intervene. They feel they have a right to have opinions on your recovery and that their opinions matter. It seems like that isn't working well for anyone. Or at least not for you. What do you feel? What do you need? Maybe you can try to use this to figure what it is you actually need and want from them. Or even just a chance for you to think about it and protect yourself. I'm a recovering addict, alcohol, as well. And I'm still working on it. I'm finding it helps more to focus on positives. And try to grow away from the stuff that doesn't feel good. NTA. She is actively undermining you. It is stuff like this that causes some people to relapse. I guess I can't do it. Anyway. Might as well start again. It might also make her feel good. The smaller you are, the bigger she is. Some people are like that. One of my family members will never accept my success later in life. Because it changes our dynamic. She is supposed to be the good one and I'm supposed to be the screw up. Anything else forces her to reflect on her own lack of success lately. And that is a mental hurdle she cannot take. I would point out that dynamic to the people around you. Because at this point it is not concern. It is wanting you to fail. If she would constantly point out to an obese person that the diet wasn't going to work, the person would just be fat again. Can't be trusted around pie and so on. Most reasonable people would find that cruel, rude and counterproductive. In your case it is even more so. So why is everyone letting her get away with it? Stay strong. Stay your own fine self. And don't let her drag you down, because she is at such a low level herself. Yes. Point that shit out op. Something like Sol has this weird obsession with catching me in a relapse, even though I've been clean for some time. I try to ignore it, and would appreciate it if you could also ignore it. NTA. Organizing an intervention because you were out of contact while on a trip with friends? Telling people you relapse every time you get sick. Sounds like she might have some issues going on that she doesn't want a light pointed on. Right. It's pure projection. NTA. Your Sil is an asshole and your brother is a massive asshole for letting this continue. I get that she's the one saying all this stuff, but why is everyone else around you guys allowing this to continue? Their silence makes them accomplices to her accusations. How has no one told her to quit it yet? Why does it have to come down to you yelling at her? I'd be pissed off. I feel like anyone telling me that I was tough or yelling at her really doesn't have my back in this situation. Especially after 6 years. At least you know where you stand with your Sil. But where do you stand with everyone else? Or do they just stand with her? Excellent point. The brother failing to intervene is a big problem here. You know she's in his ear and he doesn't stick up for his sibling. Or at least try to educate this woman and set her straight so she understands how harmful and shitty she's being. Sucks. Sounds like this family needs to get their shit together and Op could use some serious distance from them. NTA. There is a difference between being concerned, checking in on you here or there, voicing support for you, respecting your boundaries, and whatnot. Being an asshole, accusing you, assuming the worst, pulling the family together for an intervention whenever she has zero evidence. Be civil. HTTPS link. This rule applies to everyone mentioned in this thread, as well as other users here. Please review our civility playbook. HTTPS link if you're unsure what that means. If you enjoyed this video then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.